I'm just trying to work out how exactly how are they dropping it by that much?
It'll just exist on all computers. We'll just run models locally. But also the best ones will always be cloud.
And let's remember one thing, all the data you're sending there, they're taking that. The big O3 price drop. What is going on? So OpenAI with their O3 model, which is the big boy, the most performant, it used O3 Pro. It's the most powerful model, I believe. I mean, it'll be wrong by the time this video is published, let's be honest. So it's crazy. But so it's dropped by 80%. So if I'm extrapolating, it was super expensive. Like no one was really using it too much because it would just chomp the cash. But an 80% price drop is actually insane, to be honest. It's like you're saving some real money and now you can do some real problems. I don't know the performance of it so well, like, because generally what happens is the bigger the models, the slower they are, because there's just so much context. And just a full aside note, but I watched a video, a guy bought one of the new RTX graphics cards. It's like this big. He was running it in his computer and he was just showing how like the tokens per minute work and like actually seeing how different graphics cards can produce more tokens per minute is very interesting, because when you actually see hardware being swapped out and then like what that relates to power. So this graphics card would pull 600 watts.
Whoa.
Where does the cost for all these things come from? It's from compute power. It's literally the amount of electricity you're using. I think like you've got the fixed cost of the NVIDIA graphics card, but then you've got the cost of the actual electricity. And that's why you see these companies investing in nuclear.
Yeah,
right?
I see.
Like,
because that's where the cost actually is going to come from.
Reactors are going to come. It's because is
Yeah,
that
so
Alex Ziskind or whatever his name is?
yes.
On YouTube. Yeah, he does sick videos. He's done like the Mac Mini stacks where he like links all the Mac Minis together.
Yes, that was sick.
That's so cool.
And that card cost him, I think, $8,000 to buy.
Yeah. Wow.
So intense, like actually intense. Like, because those chips are really hard to get. You have to go through all these weird channels. You can't just buy them like retail. They're not really something you can do. But anyway, so O3 Pro, the big price drop. You know, it's a hard one because sometimes the little models actually perform better in what they actually
the speed or the general functionality of it, right?
Output sometimes can be better, which is funny because you wouldn't expect that. But like for reasoning and stuff, reasoning.
Kind of like a person who overcooks the thinking on things when you're like, can you just go do this job quickly? And they're like, all right, so I've looked at the whole set. You're like, no, shut the just asked you to go do this one job, just do it. And the smarter models are like trying to be too smart about it.
Hey there, real quick. Our crew's mission is to build the ultimate content OS, and we need your help. Think of it like a single place for you to manage all your projects, your tasks, your media, and your content team. So if you're a content creator or maybe you help others make content, check out Clipflow and turn that chaos into calm. All right, back to the lads. I've been messing around with, is it Olama on my MacBook and running models locally for browser use, just for fun. Not that I have time to do that, but don't tell my wife I'm doing that at nighttime. Don't tell her what I'm really doing, using my own LLMs. But it's just exactly what you said, Ken, like watching it actually use the tokens. And you're like, oh yeah, my computer just has to sit here cooking to pull this off. So I'm just trying to work out how exactly how are they dropping it by that much? Was it just mucked up?
It never cost them that much to begin with.
That's what I was going to say. It was just mucked up,
testing the pricing and seeing like what can we get away with for high quality. And unfortunately, I don't think they can track it like that on the model. It's going to have to be on the delivery, which is why they start buying things like Windsurf.
Yeah, I think what they do also is like they will be tuning those models. Like you see it a lot. Like there's O3 Pro, but there's a date on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we see that people say like Claude 4 launch and it's a Lord, and then like 5 weeks or 2 weeks later it's gone dumber.
Yeah,
you see that all the time.
Yes.
So you know that they're either tuning it down or like they're playing with a few toggles on the back end. As they work on new models, they kind of start bringing the other ones in because they either want more usage of it, like they actually want people to use it so they can test it out further, because they might be like, we're not getting enough data. Because let's be honest, and let's remember one thing, all the data you're sending there, they're taking that.
Yes.
That's training data. And then you say, that was good. Like, I think the thing I always think about this is when I ask a question, when I close that window, the question's answered.
Yeah.
So they're tracking that. They're like, aha, we got it. We nailed it.
This is the end of conversation. They got the result they wanted.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
So then is the future, because again, I've been thinking about it, messing around with it locally. Is the future we all just have these little boxes in our houses and that's our AI that runs our robots, or
Yeah.
I mean, it won't be a box. It'll just be your phone and your thing. Like Apple just released all of their local on phone models, which are like,
oh, they did.
but you can look at them now. You can play with them now. It'll just exist on all computers. We'll just run models locally, but also the best ones will always be cloud.
You'll probably have some solid like Blackwell AI like that sitting in your server room. If like you're doing a full automated house with robots serving you your tea in the morning, and making your hot water bottle, you're going to have that running on that, and they're all going to talk to that, and they're going to all share their context and stuff through there. Because like realistically, why do you want it to talk to the cloud? It's latency. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, I don't want my security bot gun dogs talking to and a person over there. I want full control, local control.
Sam Altman's like,
gun
go
dogs.
send.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Initiate protocol Z.
You built the robot open source, so you know that all the chips are like, it can't be overridden. It doesn't have any telemetry to send back data. It's just there local. That's ideal. So it'll be interesting how these people can actually compete in the long run. If all the models like you, because there's going to be a point where like, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Like, that's good enough. It can power my robot and it can do all the tasks I need.
That's right.
That's good enough. Like we got it. There's so many things like I've gotten to good enough, like TVs, right? Like TVs are good enough. Like what do you want? Thinner? Dude, like that's thin enough.
Yeah, diminishing returns.
Yeah, it starts going silly. And I think that's where AI will go too. We'll be like, cool, it does 99% of what I want, or 90%. I don't need the next 10, and I'll just run it locally and it'll cost me nothing. I'm using the solar panels on my house.
Yep.
And I'll just do my life. And,
yeah, so true.
And that's probably where it's going to end up. And that's the problem with these things. Like, I would think it would be a stupid idea to go and enter the market of trying to build an LLM or a language model. Because you're competing with all these people with unlimited money. Like, OpenAI is raising again.
Any AI tool on the planet is like doomed to get absorbed into OpenAI and these other companies in some way or another, whether OpenAI buys something or they just release a new model that does something specifically well. So I think the models have to go from like getting smarter to getting more focused into different verticals. And this is something I always think about, like writing YouTube script tools. There will be a time when they just break down all of their models are specifically for job, and it doesn't have to have the wider thing. It's more agent tool set base.
Like, let's be honest, if you're training a code model, like someone launched a new code model recently, just train it on code. Like, don't train it on all sorts of different languages and because their models can do everything, which is mental. Like, that's where these things just blow out. Like, YouTube will do this.
Yeah.
You have every YouTube video. Only train on scripts on there. On the top performing videos, take the top 10%, take the scripts, break them down, and that's all you train on. Like that more specific, unique use case, and it can be real. A lot of people do that when they do fine tuning. So they take a base model and they fine tune it on that. But I think, like when we can get to that stage, it's going to be sick.
It's going to be nuts, man. And so, well, then that kind of leads me to how do we like see AI with Clipflow, do models, that kind of stuff? Does that make a difference for how we're doing things, or is it just easy to swap that stuff out as you're building, depending on what's better, more fine-tuned?
I think this is the thing when you're just using an LLM as a wrapper, you're reaping the rewards of everyone else's work.
Yeah.
But you're just like, that one's better at doing writing. Cool. Plug it in.
Yeah.
This one's better at that. Cool. I don't see us ever writing our own LLM.
Yeah. Totally.
Waste the time.
This is where being really flexible makes you really defensible.
Yeah.
You get the benefit of like some new person goes like, I'm an expert at doing XYZ. I write the best hooks on the planet. Here's how I write hooks as a tool. And then you bring that into the system so that when everyone's like blowing up, like, oh my God, this is the best hook writer ever. You can get it here, or you can get it in Clipflow, or you can do it here. Like everyone's just going to expect that flexibility, especially with like model context protocol stuff coming in. Like, go get my context from Clipflow because I run my stuff over here. I want to do it over here. And we're like, you can do it in Clipflow. You can do it over here. It doesn't matter as long as everything comes through us, where we hold everything so that you can visually see it if you need to.
Oh, yeah. Are you saying Clipflow MCP server in the future, Daryl? Is that what you're telling me right now?
I didn't leak that. Yeah, no,
dude, I think
there is a future where you have to do that stuff, and the UI is only for certain people. I was just talking about this in another video the other day. Like maybe the creator, say you've got a big team and you've got a creator, talk about like a Hormozy. He never goes into Clipflow, but he can ask his normal local model, hey, what's going on with my projects and how did like the last 10 YouTube videos perform versus Instagram for this? and then it finds a way of getting that information, where there's people who work in it every day and need the user interface for the feedback and everything.
You're either a specialist or you're a place for specialists. That's what that sounds like. You know, it's like you either, it's funny. I think people are becoming like that too. Now it's like, okay, your specialty is, or always has been that way. Jack of all trades is fun, but your specialty is what makes you stand out, competitive, that kind of stuff. So it's going to just become, what you're saying is with these fine tuning models, it's going to become the same. And then the way you use those is going to be an interesting thing, which is why the notions of the world and all them are just going wide net. Interesting, boys. Very interesting. Well, let's see who can race to the bottom quickest.
Exactly.
Love it.